Ladies and gentlemen, Side Strafe back with some more World of Tanks. Riding out in the T30 today, and I've been having a lot of fun with this thing. I think it's mostly because of the 155mm main gun. Just being able to smack somebody with that much damage is going to be something that puts a smile on your face, and that can be said for a whole lot of tanks, of course. Especially a lot of the Russian guns. But we are on the road to the T110 E4. And at least this, unlike the T28 prototype, has just been a lot more fun to play. This is, of course, live gameplay. So let's see how we can do. It hasn't really been my favorite map. We are spotted here. I'm going to turn the turret towards the threats. Already taking damage from a T43. Probably need to hug the wall a little bit more to avoid that happening in the future. So fuel tank is hit, which means that's going to increase our chance to catch fire if we're not careful. I do have an auto extinguisher though, so I don't feel too bad about that. We just need to maintain cover and kind of disappear for a little bit now. Knocking down that tree is not going to help us out, IS-3. Alright. Sometimes you just got to sit still and hope to disappear. I don't know what kind of scouts we might be dealing with down below, but we'll find out. This wall will protect a little bit of the lower plate, at least for a shot. And they are completely invisible. No eyes on targets. We do have some last known locations on the mini-map, but we'll just have to hold for a while. The gun isn't that accurate at all, and sometimes the thing will just bounce at the weirdest moments, but oh wait, let's see if we can throw one into the T20. He's done. Probably not a great idea trying to cross that bridge so early. This weapon, I think, sometimes best used in a medium-ranged city fight. If you do manage to land a shot at distance, it's definitely satisfying, but it's very unpredictable. So everything you've heard about it from others is definitely true in that respect. Some decent rolls. I think the gun does about 700 or so damage. I want more power, of course. This is a tough shot right here, as you can see, but you know what? Let's hope that the shot will actually go a little lower. Actually, perfect. Right into the side of the turret on the IS-3. Turned the wrong way there. We've already got 2,120 damage in. Yeah, the IS-3 doesn't want to pop out again. Those targets to the north, we don't have contact due to the mountain being in the middle. Might be a rough shot. That just went low, I think, hit the bridge. Somebody else strikes him. 2 hit points remaining. It'd be a shame to waste the shell on that, but I will fire if I have the opportunity. ISU 152. Can we finish him off before he ducks back in the cover? Wow. A ricochet on a light tank, the 5916 Chinese light. What a bouncy turret those things have. I'm thinking that's where it hit, but I don't know. The power of a 155, even at this range, I'm not so sure about that. Finishing off the ISU 152 on that one. They are trying to cap now. We do have problems in the north, of course. Signaling the minimap to perhaps help out with that a little bit. This is a great position. I'd hate to have to relocate, but that 103 I've tried to lead him there, but it's tough when you're only dealing with a silhouette. We're going to need somebody to scout out the flag. That's definitely not a job for myself. Looks like we've got some runners down below. 2 scouts rolling in. We can get this IS-3 if he wants to poke. DLC done. T-69, I'd love to take him out, but there we go. 760. He's going to be thinking twice about that. Gun is really satisfying this match. Do we have any eyes? Nope, they're just behind the mountain there. 5916. I think I'm going to go for this 103. There we go. Finishing him off. I believe somebody else struck him first. AMX or... No, looks like it's... AMX has disappeared now. We've got another IS-3 up top. I really hope they stop that 5916. If they don't stop him, I'm going to get lit. No Sixth Sense on that, so we're good for now. Rough lead on that one. I almost thought I'd missed him, but we got him. We've got a T-54E1 dealing with a T-34 up north. Hopefully that autoloader comes into play. Could run circles around him. E50 down below. IS-3 in the distance. Just kind of losing him there. He might be popping up. 713 direct hit on that one. I tell you what, I will be extremely upset if we lose this because I've got a lot of damage under my belt right now. IS-3s are weak. At this point in time, that IS-3 I believe is moving back up. I could blind fire this. There we go. No need. No need at all. Just play it cool. This IS-3 is wanting to come out. He's done. And this game should be ours. The gun is on the money today with the T-30. Now it's time to... I don't really have this gun depression. Let's see if I can get to it. I've lost him. Apparently he's hidden behind something. There's the AMX. Shot into him. Somebody grabbing the kill on that one. Fantastic. 5,653 damage on that T-30 game. Actually, one of my better games with the T-30. But that is a best case scenario game for this vehicle. As you can see here, we had a lot to do with the enemy team's misery. Boom, loving it. That's the kind of game I like to see with this thing. Not even having to take a hit other than that T-43 at the beginning. So it was pretty safe after that. Got into a really stellar position there. Just fantastic sniping position for a tank that isn't really that great when it comes down to the accuracy. You can see it's 0.39. Obviously, ever since patch 8.6, things have been a little bit better in regards to gun accuracy. But still, I just feel like this thing is really finicky. You can see that we bounced a shot off of a 59-16, which if we look at that Chinese tank right here, let's say he even had the last turret 45 millimeters, 30 and 20 sides and rear. Simply just bounced off of the curvature, and you'd think that something that can still do average 276 penetration wouldn't really have a problem with that, but welcome to World of Tanks. So that was a really fantastic game in that vehicle. You know, I really hadn't intended to turn this into a T-30 review or guide of any sort. Most people know about this bad boy. It's been around for a long time. And I think a lot of people hate on it because many of you remember what it used to be like back in the day when it was a... when I believe it was the Tier 10 American Heavy. And so everybody tends to hate on it because it's not that tank anymore. Well, as a TD, trust me, it's fantastic in the right hands, as you can clearly see there. You really shouldn't play it like some sort of, brawler. It does still play like a heavy tank with a giant gun, in my opinion, so I would run it as such, and most of the time I do. In that case, that was one of the rare situations where I just went full-on sniper. You can see I'm not really kitted out for sniping duty. I don't have any camo nets or binoculars. It's laying drive, rammer, and vents, and even a lot of my abilities here are more so built for a medium range fighter, if you will. So your turret's still going to be beast. Obviously, these things are really similar to each other. The T29, this whole family, the T family, I guess, T29, T34, T30, they all have similarities. You know their weak spots are pretty much shared amongst the hull. There's some minor differences. The T34 actually has another plate of armor on the back of its turret, giving it 203 on the rear there, but this T30 doesn't have that, kind of like the T29. So there is that. You keep it hull down, it's really a tough nut to crack. Of course, the cupola is always a weak spot, which is easier to hit, again, ever since 8.6. So, simple things there. I hear that some people like keeping the 120. No thanks. I'd rather have the alpha damage. I know the reload time can be painful, but just make sure you're surrounding yourself with other tanks, and you'll be good to go, because they'll cover you, hopefully. And especially if you're platooning and you've got somebody with a rate of fire that can cover you while you're doing that reload, then you're good to go. But the alpha damage, when it strikes, it's just so satisfying. And you're going to end up with games like we did there. But again, I want to keep this short. I don't really mean to turn it into any type of review. Let's just go into another battle with it, though. This vehicle, I feel that it's just been around for so long that there's not really too much need in me covering it. I think today I just wanted to roll out in it and see what we could do. So, Sand River at the bottom of the barrel here. But the gun is potent enough to do damage to any of these tanks, so that's fine. It's definitely not going to go down in history as my favorite map. We've got a normal battle. Typically, tank destroyers tend to perch up on that hill over there and protect the base. Same goes for the other force there. Ever since physics were added, a lot of people like to camp up here now, so you have to watch out for that. Fighting this battle, it's not... I don't think the T-30 is really built for this, just because, while there are some areas where you can go hull down, the mountaintops, if compromised, allow for a vehicle to shoot down into your hull, which, of course, is enormous. They do have a lot of tank destroyers. They have far more tank destroyers than we do. So, at this particular point in time, I'm going to favor probably the west, but I'm going to want to keep my eye out on this hill for a little bit. I think I'm looking at possibly just holding and then moving when the time is right. If we can soften them up, we can then roll on their TDs together. You can see that we already have a bat chat that's wanting to get onto the mountaintops. And if he's going to snipe from above, that's just devastating. So there's just missed him. Just missed him. If I'd have fired a little earlier, that would have been a nice, very nice shot on that T-57 heavy. To cripple him at the beginning of the game would have been fantastic. I just went for the shot. I tried to see what would happen. The velocity on the shot, not amazing. So it is going to take some time to travel. Again, I really don't enjoy playing this as a sniper. I'm not set up for it, but just twitched my shot there. Oh, fantastic. And he's on fire, but we're going to need to back out here. I think he had an auto extinguisher. Again, no artillery, so we should be safe if we back off for a little bit. Can we see this bat chat? No, sir. 57 down. Good. Good tank to have dead already. M103, you know, that kind of shot where you just have a bit of the turret there, that's the type of shot you generally don't want to make with a T-30. I want to see, well, if he had gotten to a certain point, well, they're doing a good job of taking him out. If he can get to a certain point where you can kind of aim high and hope that the shot drops a little bit, that might work, or even just aiming right at it. So now we're lit once again. I'm thinking it's by this scout, who I would love to take out of the picture. I just don't have him. He's into those buildings. So now you can see that he spotted me. They've got an E50 all the way in the back there. We're going to have to reverse and hope that this isn't a quick death for me. So already taking shots. This is going to raise my tank. Unfortunately, I'm not super fast, so backing out of here can be troublesome. We're going to move the turret around a little bit so maybe they can at least not hit my machine gun port. Now, hull down. You know, it's going to be difficult to get to me, but now I can't fire at all the tanks that we had on the other side there. But they are coming in from the north. It's that little Scout Panther that's my problem. I would love for him to be knocked out, because I just don't have eyes. They've got another T-30 over there, so we're lit once again. As you can see, there's that E-50 who's causing me some problems. He wants to back off because now he knows that I'm looking at him. So far, he's the only one engaging me. So it might have just been the E-50 on his own scouting me. I really don't like being in this position, but it's hard for me to charge that point. That E-50 actually put himself in a spot that most people aren't prepared for. Now he's being engaged, so I'm going to take the opportunity to push forward and try to deal with a city fight here. I don't have a good shot here. I need to wait for the aiming circle. You know, you could guess it and maybe just try to take it. Shot out. Bounce on the side of the E-50. Not too happy about that. Extremely disappointed with the fact that that bounced. Unacceptable to me, but that's how unpredictable this gun can be. I think this is going to be a fight. E-75 is probably going to finish him off unless he backs out one more time. Oh, not mine. Actually gets clipped maybe a second or two before my round hit. It looks like this is going to be a victory, a quick victory for the team. Although I really didn't get to participate too much, only doing 817 damage. Choosing to stay back a bit more in this game. Not really paying off like it did the first match. I still took quite a bit of damage. I'm going to go into the village here. North team did a fantastic job pushing there. Looks like we've got Yag Tiger and a Foch, I believe. No eyes on targets via base. Don't know if we'll be able to blast anything else. I want to try to look for those openings. Create some destruction here in the village. Yeah, they're just behind that dune, I believe. Still the Yag Tiger and Foch watching each other's backs. We'll roll in, see what we can do. Don't think much will happen. I think they're just setting up into a position where they can maybe at least try to take somebody with them, but I don't think that's going to happen. Yag Tiger is just going to get encircled. Yeah, pretty sure he's done. I don't have the speed to really go after him. Alright, well, in that match, I thought, you know, let me do some Overwatch. We didn't have any snipers on the hill in that game, and so I took the job. Really didn't do much for me there, as you can see, obviously there. And we had a bounce on that E50, which was very disappointing. Did some damage on that T57. So in that map, again, I like to have some Overwatch. Everybody decided to just kind of push out, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. And I felt that if I could at least hold down a position and provide some long-range fire, that would, you know, help the team. Unfortunately, they had me scouted out really early. That E50 and the other German scout tank, just they had me lit, and that E50 was really pestering me the whole game, forcing me to fall back. He actually had me halved, so it was a tough one there. Thankfully, our teammates just decided to push him back. Really wish I could have penned him with that one side shot. That was actually very disappointing, but that's what you get nonetheless. So, ladies and gentlemen, hopefully you've enjoyed this brief look at the T-30 American Tier 9 tank destroyer, still once again on the road to the T-110 E4. Got a ways to go, but I can't wait to get into that thing. I don't know, it just looks kind of beast, you know? It's an intimidating tank destroyer because even with these, you see these, you pop a corner, you see a T-30 or a T-110 E4, and you're like, oh crap. I mean, TDs that play like heavy tanks, you know, they've got massive guns, but, you know, they have some decent maneuverability and actually have turrets. The T-28 prototype was just so slow, I really couldn't enjoy it. The gun, once you got it, was great, but beyond that, I did not have a real good time with it. But if you're wondering if the T-30 is worth the grind, in my opinion, yes. The gun, though, very unpredictable, as you saw with the E50 and the 5916 light tank. That bounce is just, that's what you get with this gun. It either does or it doesn't, and and there's not much in between that. But at the end of the day, when you do hit and you've got all that damage, it definitely puts a huge smile on my face. So again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so very much for joining me. I will definitely see you on the next one.